All right then. So your underlying energy is the Eight of Cups. Underneath that, you guys have the Nine of Wands. Okay, I know my fingers covering the Eight of Cups there. Kind of can't help it because I gotta hold the card somehow. So bear with me, y'all. But anywho, regardless of how I was holding the cards, your situation is looking like this is about what you don't want. This is surrounding what you would, what you don't have, what you don't want to go after, what you rather not have. It has to do with not giving up on a situation. Now, I feel like you guys have been working your behinds off for some time, and I feel like y'all recognize and realizing with some things that you may not really desire from the relationship. After all, interactions with people, things of that nature. Now, I don't know if you hear the birds chirping, but they're loud today. It's nice. Haven't heard birds chirping in a very long time. But anyway, look at you, Sagittarius, bringing your sweet energy over to me. Appreciate it. Now, the heart of your reading is the Eight of Swords. Okay, the Eight of Swords is talking about feeling stuck in your thoughts, feeling trapped, not feeling like you have a lot of options around you, potentially because of some things that may have gone wrong in the past, etc., because the swords are behind you. Now, the thing is, right, the obstacle that you're really facing is moving on. You don't necessarily, either you don't know how to, or you don't see what the benefits of truly moving forward is. Now, I feel like there's something regarding the past that's probably really covering, that's coming back up. But I feel like this situation is about traveling or some sort of transition, right? There's something you have to release and eventually move on from, and that's the challenge, right? That's the blockage. That's the thing that that's keeping you from being able to see, to see things clearly, to get out of your head. Has to do with moving on. Now, the foundation of your reading is the Four of Cups. Okay, Four of Cups. So I feel like there was some sort of apathetic period in your life. Somebody may have been in your life doing the same thing, doing the same old stuff, and it got old real fast, and it kind of made you feel like there was nothing really out there to begin with that really made you guys feel excited. I feel like there was just like a serious apathetic feeling. Like you don't know where to go. You don't even know where to even have fun or to travel to or experience new things, because you feel like you tried them all. You've done everything new. But the situation is the Ace of Cups. Now, I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is about work. This is about career, perhaps. But the situation is like you have to return back to love. I feel like you guys may not be looking at the Ace of Cups because that's a love option for you. And you may not be thinking that's something you really want to experience because you've experienced it already. But realistically, you probably haven't really gotten to a place where you can truly say you've successfully done and experienced all aspects of relationships and every possible situation in relationships, because of the things that perhaps you've gained or learned that you may not have been so thrilled about learning in the first place, y'all. Which is fair enough. But the situations that you feel stuck, you don't necessarily, in the past anyway, you felt stuck and you don't really know where to go. And I feel that the Ace of Cups perhaps showed you a new avenue, showed you a new opportunity. And I feel like maybe you did end up taking that Ace of Cups, like shaking it on, just saying, you know what, let's see where it goes. Because now you have the Two of Wands. You have to make a decision about where you guys want to go. I think you see that Ace of Cups and you're like, how do I do that? Where do I go? How do I make this work? Because I feel like you see it, but you're not necessarily moving forward yet. You're not taking this and you're like, let's run. And you're not running, because obviously you can't with the Eight of Swords. Tied up with, fear of swords cutting you up and as you move forward, there's no way you're moving anywhere. So the Two of Wands is correct. You are trying to figure out how you take this Ace of Cups. If there's an Ace of Cups in front of you at all, if you can see it. Because right now, you're just like, great, there's options, but what options? Nine of Cups in the external energy shows to me that this is something you want, something that is actually, I feel like it's a new journey, a decision to make, something. That's your desire to just be like, yes, finally, I get to do something. not just feel stuck and not feeling like I can't do anything. But the thing is, you still feel like you can't anyway. Like, this may be what you want, but this is about what you want more so than anything necessarily, because I feel like you do want options. You do want to take control, or not necessarily about control, but just like do something that's interesting, something fun, something that's not going to bore the hell out of you. And the situation that what I'm saying here as well is that this is about making the decision to go after, to making the decision in the direction in which you want to pursue it. Because right now, the Knight of Cups is about what your heart's desire is. You wish, you're feeling content and being happy with yourself because you know what you want. What do you want to do? That's the thing. Like, you don't know, and that's the frustrating part. And I can completely understand. But the thing is, I think the reason why you're not, it's hard for you to figure out what it is that you want to do, and has to do with, moving forward, moving on, something that may have been disappointing in the past. That pain there, that Four of Cups is the culprit. What are you so focused on that you are not willing to leave it behind? That you're like, you know what, maybe I will try a different way. But that different way is going to bore your ass again. It's going to be like, you know what, it's just a perpetual cycle, constant. It's just going to keep happening. And I feel like the truest way to be able to move forward and take on a new beginning that doesn't bore you to the doggone bones is to honestly face whatever it is that's making it so hard for you to just let it go. And it's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean not let it go? Nine of Cups is underneath the Eight of Cups, guys. You got to be done with what you guys have been holding on to forever. You may have been good one period of time, but the situation now is saying, like, in order for you guys to be able to move forward and not be bored and not feel like you're stuck and not feel like you don't have any options, is to let go of the sadness, of the disappointment, of the things that did not work. Of whatever you're not necessarily ready to break off from, because that would put you in a place of vulnerability. That would actually make you, it's hard. Some level, some way, it's just keeping you guys from moving on. It's keeping you guys from being able to enjoy your life at the fullest. But that's not going to stay forever, because I feel like you picking a path in which to go, it will get you, you'll be happy about it. You'll celebrate where you're going. You'll celebrate where you are. Get to a place for further stability. But then again, you're at that place where you're at expansion again. Like, you need to expand. This is not where you stay. But I feel like you'll at least be happy that you made some sort of effort outside of this Four of Cups area. And I know this is in the past, but still, it's kind of like the lingering effects is spilled on. That's why you have the Eight of Swords now. The Eight of Swords corresponding with the Two of Wands. Like, it's just like, hey, as much as it is in the past, it still lingers. It still has its effects, and it's keeping you guys from truly being able to move forward. And you have to let it go. Somebody may have rejected you in the past, the Four of Cups. That doesn't mean that has to be the way this has to work now. That you have to let that go. That rejection is not going to keep up with you, because you're going to be someone of this higher stature. You have the knowledge, you have the wisdom. You just have to see it that way. Most importantly, realize that no matter what you could have done, there was really nothing really you could do, right? Other than your best. Because the Nine of Wands is saying you may have walls built up, you have a lot of stuff going on, but the best you can do in that moment is your best. So there's nothing more you could have done in the past. There's no point of focusing on it. There's no point of actually thinking that there's no way to move forward, because this is not stopping you from being able to be happy. You have a new voyage, a new genre, a new world, a new life, a new love. Don't let this thing that made you feel very disappointed and made you feel like you were not good enough keep you from being happy. Because right now you've got great things coming ahead. Nine of Cups, Two of Wands, Four of Wands. These are great cards. Amazing cards. But that past situation that bugs you so much, that's what's holding you back. It's harder to let stuff go because it has such great deal of meaning and it's been sitting around for a while. And you have to kind of get to the core of it. Well, what do you feel was damaged in yourself, so that way you can heal that and then be able to move forward. Accept the situation for what it was. that you was out of your, is not necessarily out of your control, but more so that you did the best that you could, accepting that you did the best that you could and be able to move on. If your goal and ambition is the Nine of Pentacles, you want to do the best that you could. You want to stabilize. You want to be solid. You want to commit yourself. You know, you want to work very, 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 very hard. And that shows that this is someone that's committed, that's willing to work for things, you know, really wanting to make it work. And that's no problem. But don't let the past of somebody else not giving you that opportunity keep you from doing that. Or if, you know, you just maybe let a opportunity slide by, that's not going to keep you from being able to have more opportunities. As a matter of fact, I feel like there's one right now. It's just that this situation here is keeping you from being able to move forward, move on, you know, towards this Nine of Cups, which is in your external energy. Okay. I've talked about the Nine of Cups so much, I may as well just move on to your outcome, which is the Five of Pentacles. Which, even though it may feel like you're not, you know, you don't have enough, it may feel like you're coming to a place of lack. And I think ultimately this outcome is not necessarily a bad thing. It's two things though, right? Feeling like you don't have everything that you need to manifest, but still being determined to do it anyway. Feeling determined, like no matter what you're doing, no matter how left out in the cold you feel, no matter how vulnerable you feel in the moment, going through the snow, cold, not having a lot of clothing, not having any food probably in your stomach. You know, I'm not actually talking about a straight up serious homeless situation, because I hope that none of y'all go experiencing that. But it's just for argument's sake and emotional and metaphorical sake, you are going out there in the world with no clothes or hardly clothes any on, in the snow, you know, wounded, but you're still making progress. You're still moving forward. You're not going to let this lack keep you from doing what you need to do to get to a place of stability. But then at the same time, right, I feel like you guys may have to accept the rejection to know where you are, to get to where you want to be. Accept that you had a situation that didn't really work in your favor, that may have been without a lot of context, that may have happened without truly giving a fair shot, or maybe there was a fair shot, but you still it still didn't have what it needed to keep moving. That doesn't mean that you stopped going anywhere. It just means that that situation just wasn't meant to be. And as it shows here, the snow is not the place. It's not the place that's going to be popping. It's not where you're going to be staying for the night. You're going to be finding a nice cozy house or a church, whatever. But don't let anything, right, keep you guys from being happy. No situation in the past whatsoever is going to keep you from being happy. And as long as you realize that, you know, you guys are golden as usual. Jupiter ruled, lucky as hell, making everybody jealous. All right, let's go ahead and see what is going on with your wisdom of the oracles this week. Okay, you guys get two as well. Yeah, go the distance and time to go. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, y'all, because it ain't worth your time, it ain't worth your energy. It's definitely not worth destroying your freedom. Look at that, building blocks underneath there too. You are trying to build something awesome. The past is only going to remind you of your failures, or remind you of a period of time where you felt the least bit successful. Even though there's no period in time where you're not successful, when there's no failures, there's no such thing. It's Freudian, you know, it's a Freudian slip. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, because everything has a success. Just think about it. Every villain that fails, or like I say, fail, like that doesn't successfully destroy their enemy, or destroy their, the hero, gets the opportunity to learn from their mistakes and try again. That doesn't mean that they have lost. It means that they've learned something new. That something gets gained. So if you see life with a bit more of a gained perspective, what have you gained from things? Not so much what have you lost. It's good to take note of what you lost, but if you also keep track of what you gain as well, because this person has gained something too with this Five of Pentacles. They may have gained, strength. They may have gained, the awareness of what they need. They've gained something with this process and this willingness to change the situation, right? That's about what have you gained rather than what you've lacked. What have you lost? Now, time to go is coming up in here saying that, yeah, it's time for you to just go ahead and say goodbye to situations that you have no power over now. It doesn't necessarily affect you in any sort of way, shape, or form. Two of Wands, if that was the case, you had a Two of Swords instead, you're not making a decision, not sure if you could trust it, go move forward. Two of Wands saying you got so many options available to you, it's ridiculous. You just can't go the direction that you be going. You have the world in your hand, and this go to distance card, very similar to the Nine of Wands and Strength. To me, anyway. It tells about going the distance, keep pushing forward, keep moving on. This is going to be a very difficult spot for y'all, considering that Venus retrograde is going to be in your 12th house and your 11th, like I said before. And I feel like there was a sort of feeling of some sort of emotional lack, obviously. But that's the thing, right? Going through it and recognizing that the situation that you've been in doesn't dictate where you're going to be. It just shows you what you may need in that moment so you can succeed in the future. Okay? So let's go ahead and see what's going on with your Messenger Oracle card for this week. See what you guys have going on. That's a lot of cards. I can't take them all. Give me something I can work with, please. Some of these cards are so sticky, it's hard to shuffle. They're brand new, so. Brand new cards, you know how they're hard to shuffle sometimes, especially when they're really laminated like the way they are right now. Love without condition. Wow. Love without condition. That's the card that y'all got for this week. And I like that because it's talking about loving the situation, loving yourself, loving the situation, loving your current state of being without any sort of attachments. Now, without any sort of expectations. Just being in the moment, knowing where you're from, and just being in the moment. Love yourself. Love yourself from what happened here. Whether it was rejection, whether it was not being accepted, whether it was not accepting someone else's opportunity that was given to you. Either way, you love that situation because that's a part of you that, got you to a place where you are now with the Queen of Pentacles. Feeling, solid, feeling good enough, feeling confident in yourself, willing to work as hard as you can, and being very, staunch on your beliefs in regards to relationships. All those things, right? It made you the best person that you could be. So the least thing you can do, Sagittarius, is love yourself and love the situation. Well, just forgive the situation. So you know what? It is what it is now. I don't care. It's not going to stop me from being the person I am now. It's not going to stop me from going after the love that I want. It's not going to keep me from being able to have the career that I have. And you love this. You love without condition, meaning you don't go into a situation with expectation. There's no conditions attached to love. Love is unconditional. If you don't go into a situation, you don't go into love anyway, especially a relationship, with the condition of certain things. Because that's a way stripping your freedom as well as the other person's. You keep yourself bound when you do that. And the last thing you want to do right now is keep yourself bound when you're trying to let go. So right now, loving without condition, keeping your heart open, showing love to the friends, to yourself especially, that's what's going to help you move forward. Because honestly, right now with this whole situation, you got amazing things coming up. You're going to want to have the room to just to feel good without having anything conditional with it, without having anything tying you down. Because you guys know, we all know Sagittarius love their freedom. And that's the last thing you want to do is steal their freedom. Alright, Sagittarians, what the heck? Earth signs. I don't know if you have seen a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, maybe.